Hi, everybody. Hi, Titans. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday afternoon for our Dean of Students Friday afternoon webinar series, where we are creating content in response to the questions that you asked us throughout the week. And I'm so excited about today's seminar or today's webinar. We have some really great panelists from the Center for Careers and Internships and the Career Center who are going to talk to us about getting jobs and internships in this crazy time. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the panelists who will introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassandra Thompson. I am the Career Specialist for the College of Communications and very excited to be with you all today.
And everyone, my name is Andrew Gonzales. I am the Assistant Director for the Center for Internships and Community Engagement. And likewise, so eager to share with you a lot of good information today.
Thank you so much to Cassandra and Andrew for joining us. I think we're going to go ahead and turn this over to Andrew, who's going to talk to us about academic internships.
Thank you so much, Hallie. Yes, at the Center for Internships and Community Engagement, our primary job here on this campus, actually, we got several, cultivate relationships, and those relationships lead to academic internships and service learning. Now, the difference between the type of internships that we share with you and the type of internships that you'll hear about from Cassandra at the second workshop is that our internships are credit bearing, which simply means that they're intended for academic credit. So before we begin, let's talk about what are academic internships. Academic internships are experiences that you do off campus with large corporations, small local branches, nonprofits, government agencies, you name it. And these are all for academic credit in a class that you choose in your department. And every department, every college has an academic internship course. Now, when you apply for a general internship, just any internship, and by the way, an internship is any experience that informs your career. So yes, it could be a job, it could be volunteering, it could be research, or it could be what I'm talking about now, academic internships. But when you do a general internship, you typically have to qualify for it, right? You see a description, you see qualifications, you have to have experience to some extent, and then you apply and you get selected. And some of you that are watching right now are probably wondering, but you know, I don't have a lot of experience. And now in the time of COVID, I don't know how well I'll look to employers. See, the academic internship is the exact opposite. In the academic internship, they're intended for people who don't have experiences, who don't have a very strong background or resume. Because the purpose of an academic internship is to teach you so that you are mentored by a professional in the industry who has expertise, and they're going to come alongside you and they're going to train you in the insights and all the best practices so that you are well positioned for gainful employment. And every college, just about every department has their own academic internship course. Usually it's designated by a 495. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the policies coming up in summer and potentially even for fall. Right now, I know it's a bit of a challenging time, and because some great ways that you can improve your candidacy, your profile for getting a job. But when it comes to academic internships, what you can do mirrors what we're doing right now on campus, that being everything is in virtual instruction. And I get it. Right now, the more you look out there, you wonder, how can I do an academic internship that's virtual? For a very long time, virtual internships weren't necessarily that academic in nature. But I did want to assure you that while in the summer of 2020, all academic internships must be virtual, which simply means that you are working from home, you're doing a telework experience, you're using a lot of the online modalities like Zoom or Google Meet or now Facebook Messenger rooms. That's kind of cool, that's coming up. But you're using whatever modality that your employer has, and you're not going physically on site. And that is intended to keep you safe, and that's as a policy by the CSU system. And the idea is that if we're giving you credit, if we're supporting the experience, we also need to make sure that we are in compliance with both state and local public health orders and everything that involves with social distancing. But here is the good news. All of us in the Center for Internships and Community Engagement for the last 2.5 weeks have made a quick pivot. We made a quick effort to outreach to our over 2,000 and some odd partners. And actually we have a total of 7,000 partners, but we reached over about 2,000 partners to see if they were willing to transition to virtual internship. No small feat, mind you. A lot of these sites typically don't offer remote experiences. But with online consultation, we were doing in-depth Zoom meetings, just similar to what we're doing right now. We managed to cultivate a good amount of internships just for you. In fact, just before this workshop, we were able to identify about 100 postings, 100 postings. And each posting involves anywhere between 2 to as many as 5 positions. So we have about 350 opportunities. Now get this, gang, 350 currently recruiting virtual internships for your summer experience. Trust me, when it comes to trying to find that academic internship so that you can continue in your course, and for many of you, it is a requirement for your degree program, the Center for Internships and Community Engagement, along with all of our partners, are doing our best to ensure continuity and that your experience doesn't lack in its quality. So one of the things that I did want to tell you as well is that there's more and more coming. So we have a bunch of internships that we are still cultivating, and there are new ones added each day. So check back later this afternoon, check back on Monday, check back next week, and those numbers are going to grow. And if you don't see something that you're really excited about, trust me, there will be more coming down the pipeline. And so that you know that it's a fairly easy way to search, we did our best job to put them together in a jobs list, an easy way for you in connection, and that's easy for you to apply, locate, and find. And let me also say this. We've been working with a lot of our sister schools and partner schools in the CSU system, and they have been asking us for assistance because we are actually ahead of the game in cultivating these internships and developing these partnerships. So if you've ever visited Time Connection, it is your primary job and internship search portal here at Cal State Fullerton. If you haven't used it before, it's a portal where employers, partners, companies, corporations, nonprofits, government organizations, they create a profile, they put a job posting, you get to see what to expect, and then you can apply directly on the portal. So right now, we're going to go ahead and do a quick walkthrough so that you can see how easy it is to find those academic internships. So just take a look at your screen there. The first place we're going to go, the first place I want you to go, is the Career Center's website. Simply www.fullerton.edu/career, www.fullerton.edu/career. You're going to come to the home page here. You're going to go over to the Students tab. And as it nests open, you're going to click on Titan Connection, Jobs, and Internships. That's going to take you to a page that's going to give you brief information. Scroll down to the big second blue button that says View Jobs and Internships on Titan Connection. Go ahead and click on that, and that's going to take you to your campus portal single sign-on. Yes, this portal is exclusive for you. These are companies and employers that come to us saying they want Cal State Fullerton students. They are seeking you. They want you. And it's always great to hear great news, great stories from our partners saying how wonderful their experiences were with all of their Cal State Fullerton interns. And notice the first thing you're going to see, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and there it is. COVID-19 virtual internships right there. Go ahead and click on that big banner right there. And what you're going to see is a whole listing of these internships. And go ahead and click on you can see a whole listing that you can see. Go ahead and click on the first one there. That's a behavioral interventionist technician position. So if you're in that field in psychology or health and human development, that would be a great opportunity to take a look at. You'll see a brief description. If you scroll down further, you're going to get a little bit more information as to what kind of majors they're looking for, what it entails. Go down a little bit further, and you're also going to see something that I think all of you will like. This is the salary level. I want you to notice something. An academic internship, one where you're getting course credit, can also be paid. And so we're seeing more and more of these paid academic internships come our way. I mean, how great is that? And then our employers realize the value, not just for them, but also for you. Now, if for whatever reason you couldn't locate that big banner that said COVID-19 virtual internships, or if it scrolled away, you can still get there. If you look on the left-hand side on the menu, you're going to see the Jobs tab. And beneath the Jobs tab, you're going to go ahead and see the COVID-19 virtual internships link. Go ahead and click on that, and that will take you to the very same location that we went to before. And there you go. You can simply type in the type of internship that you want as a keyword. Maybe you might want to type in the word public relations if you're interested in public relations, or you might type in the word behavioral intervention, or you might type in production assistant, you might type in sales, or you might type in marketing. But whatever you type, you'll see a whole listing and more added each and every day. Now, I did want to make a really brief comment about the fall. I know all of you are aware that the announcement this week, that virtual instruction, we're preparing for that come fall, and we're doing the same thing for virtual internships. So just know that while summer is well on its way, we're going to be working with our partners and employers to make sure that there's enough for fall term. But if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the CICE, and I'll go ahead and give you that information towards the end of my time here. Now, if for whatever reason you found an internship on another website, maybe you didn't go through Time Connection, that's okay. So I'll repeat, it's okay if you went to, say, Glassdoor, if you went to Indeed.com, or the one that we typically like to endorse, which is LinkedIn Jobs, because there's a lot of neat things you can do there in trying to get access through alumni networks in those jobs. And you can just type in the words remote internship, and you're going to see there's quite a few on there. But if you go that route, you're going to do this next step. So take a look at your screens. You're going to come to our website at the Center for Internships and Community Engagement, simply fullerton.edu/CICE. This time on the For Students tab, which is also located on the left-hand side, you're going to drop down to About Academic Internships, because that's exactly what we're doing here, About Academic Internships. On the very next page, on the left-hand side, you're going to see plainly spelled out, my academic internship site isn't registered. Go ahead and click on that link, and you're now going to be taken to a form that you will fill out. And as you fill out this form, you're going to give us the name of your supervisor, of your organization, their contact information. And the moment that you click submit after filling out this form, you and your supervisor will get an email, an instantaneous email with instructions on how to register. So once you do that, you might want to go ahead and let us know, and we'll be on the lookout for it. We'll review the position. And I just want to let you know that we review the position to make sure that it meets your class, and that's what academic internships are. They're learning experiences. So we make sure that you're not just doing some coffee getting, file making type of work. You are going to be doing work that involves significant knowledge, skills, and abilities acquisition in your industry. Because the last thing we want to do is see you being exploited or taken advantage of as an intern. So academic internships are valuable, meaningful learning experiences with employers that we've already vetted in advance, so that we know that they're going to do their best to ensure you're going to learn and grow in and towards your career. So let's go ahead and pop on back, and I'm going to give you just a few tips on how to really make these academic internship experiences valuable. And just for the sake of time, we're going to run right through these. There's 5 main tips here. First tip, gang, ensure that you identify learning outcomes. These are simply what you want to learn by the end of the internship that you don't know at the very beginning. And share those with your supervisor so that they know what to target. The idea is that you want to be prepared for gainful employment. And the way to do this is simply finish this sentence. By the end of this internship, I will be able to complete that 3 to 5 times, and you have great learning outcomes. All right, the second thing I want to quickly discuss is time. When you work virtually, sometimes time just becomes fluid. We want to make sure that you are aware that our employers, that our partners, they know this in advance. We've talked this with them, but they need to know your schedule. So they should give you a schedule. You should agree on a schedule and shift caps. What that means, it's a time economy. The biggest conflict we see with virtual internships is when you do a project that takes you 3 hours, but your supervisor thinks it only took you 30 minutes. And then there's this kind of tussle over how many hours you actually did complete. So make sure you work this out with your supervisor in advance. I'm going to do this video editing project. I'm going to write this cover for this particular promo. I'm going to have this particular research assignment, and it's going to be worth an hour. It's going to be worth 30 minutes. And then once you get to that point, stop, report what you've done, and now your supervisor has an indication on your proficiency. It guides their training. Next one, I want you to ask for feedback often. Sometimes you have to give permission to your supervisor to tell you what you're doing well, and also where you need to improve, and if you want to be involved in some larger company meeting or activity. Two more. Next one, buffer moments. Now, this is critical when you're teleworking, because a lot of you might be working in a very small environment. There's a lot of noise around. Maybe somebody has to share your computer, or maybe you just need time just to walk and just enjoy whatever solitude time you can outside. Take a nice refreshing walk. Our employers know to expect this, and this has become more of a best practice lately with teleworking. Buffer moments, time away from your computer, time where you can kind of re-energize, merge, and then come back. And then lastly, I want you to notice, I want you to share and celebrate your progress. Tell your supervisor what you're learning, because that's going to play significant factors in their recommendation or even in potential promotion after the internship phase. Well, as you can tell, I have a lot of information to share, but not enough time to share it. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the CICE. You can reach us here at this number, 657-278-3746, or you can reach us by email at CICE. That wasn't the third that I wanted. But you can reach us at cice@fullerton.edu, and also visit our Facebook page. Go ahead and like us. We're going to put a lot of new information, stories from internships, featured jobs and internships, a lot of information, and even some Facebook streaming broadcasts that we're going to see as we move into the summer months. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing more about your successful internship experience.
Thank you so much, Andrew. That was some really great information, and I'm really thankful to you and the rest of your team at the Center for Internships and Community Engagement for finding all of these virtual opportunities for our Titans. So Titans, please go check that out. What he said about getting academic credit and also possibly being paid for your work, it's phenomenal. And right now, in this time, that could be the key to your future success. So please do go check out the STICE website for more information. And now I'm going to pivot to Cassandra from the Career Center, who's going to give us some more information about career opportunities that are available to you right now.
Great, thank you so much. So y'all, first off, to my graduating seniors, congratulations. Well done. I know we don't get to see you in person, but I just want you to know we are all so proud of you and so proud of what you've accomplished, and just at least take a little bit to take that in, okay? Because that's amazing. Now that means we have to start job searching, right? And that's what I am here to talk with you about. Key things I want you to know before I say anything else: the Career Center is open for you. The Career Center is open for all students all summer, including graduating seniors who still have one more year to use our services. So I just want to make sure you know before I go into these tips, you don't have to do these things alone. You have support to help you in our Career Center. So first thing, when you're job searching takes about 6 to 9 months on average, and that is outside of a pandemic, right? So it really doesn't change that much with in the world right now. There's two really key things you need to pay attention to. You want to have what we call your career toolkit ready to go, and you need to be networking. So career toolkit, that is your resume, your LinkedIn profile, maybe a portfolio, any place where you're creating a personal brand or reputation. In the world we live in now, that might be a dedicated Instagram channel or Instagram feed, I should say, or the type of content you're posting on LinkedIn. You will want to have the things ready and prepared. Then the other side is you need to network. I know a lot of students think that applying for jobs or job searching means applying online, hitting easy apply on LinkedIn, or maybe you are tailoring your resume, but you think that's enough. 70% of jobs are found through the hidden job market, which means 70% of jobs are found through referrals, meaning I have met you, I think you're cool, I think you'd be good for this job, and I say, you should talk to my friend, right? So you need to be meeting people. So we'll do that while we're all in our homes. It's still possible. We're doing this right now, right? So first thing though, your resume, your LinkedIn, those sorts of things. The Career Center can help you. Please use VMock. It is our online tool to look at your resume, but you can also make an appointment to meet with your career specialist to review it. Same with LinkedIn. We'd be happy to review those for you. Fun fact, LinkedIn is my favorite platform. I could talk about that all day long. So we are here for that. But then the networking side, if you haven't heard of an informational interview before, and an informational interview is the best way for you to network with people. And for my introverts, it's a lot easier than going to a party and having to walk up to strangers. Informational interviewing is essentially saying, hey, I heard about what you do. It sounds really interesting to me. Could we get a virtual coffee, or could we do a 15-minute Zoom call? I'd love to just ask you some questions and hear about what you do. And so this is a great way to figure out what you actually want to do. Even if you think you know exactly what you want to do, take the time to meet someone doing that thing to find out what's their day like, what's a typical week like, what's their favorite part of their job, how did they get started, right? You might find out, oh, I need a certificate in something, or they might say, oh, you need to read this book, it's got all the answers. Like, you could just get great information, but you also will hear what the job's really like to really evaluate, do I want to do that thing? But the beauty of this is they're now meeting you. You're going to talk about yourself a little bit too. You're not just a resume. You're not a piece of paper or a file online. You're a human being that they now know. Even if it's virtually through a screen and it was one virtual coffee, they now know you. And so with that, they're going to be much more apt when a position comes across their company for an assistant marketing coordinator. They're much more apt to go, you know, I talked to this young man the other day and he just graduated. He might be a good fit. Let me email him. It's crazy things like that happen all the time. Fun fact, our internship coordinator at COM found out about that position because she and I met once, happenstance, and both ended up being invited last minute to a meeting. As we walked out, we started talking and it came up that we have a new position available. And she said, well, it happens that I'm kind of looking for my next move. What? Like, these conversations do happen, but you have to put it out there. So the more you're willing to find people that are in your area and say, hey, could we talk for a couple minutes? The more opportunities to get a job, the less it will take that 6 to 9 months, the faster you'll get there. And a great way to do that is using LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you're going to go to Cal State University Fullerton, our page, go to See Alumni, and then use the alumni features. You can search by what they majored in, what they do, where they work. Find people in the area you want, hit connect, and add a note and just say, you know, I saw you went to Fullerton and you now work at Taco Bell. I would love to work at Taco Bell corporate one day, and I'm a current Fullerton student. Could we connect? And then once you've connected, you can say, you know, by chance, would you be willing to do a coffee? I know it sounds like people won't say yes. I promise you they will, especially leverage this shelter in place, y'all. People are dying to talk to somebody other than their family or their pet. I live alone. I've had full-on conversations with my dog. It's not healthy. Please reach out to people. Leverage this time. They will say yes, okay? Also, the Career Center has a virtual career fair for you. It is next Friday, May 22nd, 1 to 4 p.m. All the information is on our website. You should also be getting loads of emails about it, so please check your email, but we do have that available. And our director was recently on ABC7, and she also brought up more tips on how to find a job in this time. So go check that out as well. It is linked on our website. You can find all that information. But I have heard that a lot of you are in this position, this very real position of, that's great, but I need money now. And here is my advice to you. I want you to join the gig economy. If you are healthy, if we have a car, I want you to Postmates. I want you to Instacart. I want you to just get that job that pays the bills for now. I've told all my comm students this. Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's are always rated 3 of the best companies to work for year after year. They're actually highly competitive hourly jobs normally. And right now, they are like, bring me the masses. Like, you can get a job at a great company right now. I want you to go get that job. It's easier to find a job when we have a job. It's going to motivate you to keep going. But it's going to be bringing in some of that cash that you need, and that is fully understood that that's necessary right now. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to start applying for any job that looks like it'll take an individual, like any full-time corporate benefits. You know, if you really want to work in entertainment and there's a bank down the street that's hiring an admin assistant, and you're going, but it has benefits and that it's going to be much harder to leave that in a year to go get the entertainment job. It's going to be much harder if you get something outside the field that you want to be in. If you go get something outside that right now, it's going to get much harder to get into that field. I know that from students who have come in the past and have talked. And so I want you to be patient. What feels like, we were talking with PR students the other day on a panel, what feels like a long time right now, like, oh, Cassandra, 6 months, 6 to 9 months till I get that publicity assistant job in that PR company. I can't wait that long. In the terms of a 35-year career, you can wait the 6 months. Work at Costco, work at Whole Foods, get their great benefits, do a side hustle. There are tutoring websites, and I've created a whole list. I've given it to all the career specialists. Reach out to us, ask us for the list of gig economy jobs. There is something out there for you. But use those in the meantime while we wait patiently to get the job that really sets us on the path for the career you're wanting for the future. And I will leave it there in case people have questions. We'll stop there.
Cassandra, thank you so much. That was really helpful. I mean, I heard 2 things that you said that I wanted to highlight again. Titans, if you're graduating, first off, congratulations, but also these amazing resources through the Career Center are still available to you after you graduate for an entire year. That is fantastic, and I really encourage you to use those services. And then the other thing that I love that you said, because I fall into this category as introverts, you can still network and find a job. And I will say that I've had people in the field reach out to me and ask if they can come and talk to me and just find out how did I become a dean of students. It's not weird to do that. And I'm always really honored that somebody wants to talk to me about, what I do. I've never said no.
People love to talk about themselves and share advice. People love to share advice. And I don't think I connected the dots well on that. My introverts, the reason why I say informational interviews are great is because it's guided. You're going to go with questions. You're going to ask the question and then you're just going to let them talk, so it's, the focus isn't on you. So it's not quite as high pressure as walking into a room of strangers.
Absolutely. So reach out. People will say yes. They will say yes, and they'll love to help the next generation of folks who want to do what they want to do. I just want to take a moment again to say thank you so much, Cassandra and Andrew. You two have been a fabulous panel to host. I think this information is really fantastic. Titans who are watching, thank you so much for being here. If you have friends who need this information, I think everybody kind of needs this information, right? So if you have friends who weren't able to be here today, please let them know that we are going to be posting this on our website so they can come and watch it later. Also, we're going to be going ahead and advertising this a little bit later in the summer so that when people are done with finals and do have the capacity to start thinking about jobs and careers and internships again, they'll have this information again. So again, I really want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you to my panelists. Thank you, Titans, to those of you who are graduating. Congratulations to everybody else. We made it through this crazy semester, and you made it through your relations. I hope you take the weekend to be kind to yourself, do something that makes you feel good, enjoy the weather, and we'll see you virtually in the fall. Thank you all.